Yo, yo, what up, C10 Nation? This is Ronnie from C10 Talk. C10 Talk is one of those podcast things. We talk C10 trucks, tech, and people. That's right, people. Because it's the people that make the scene so rad-ass. The trucks are cool, but the people are cooler. You can check out the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, C10Talk.com, and anywhere else you listen to your favorite podcasts. Thanks for checking out our latest video and being part of the C10 Nation.
Hey guys, we are wrapping it up. I think this is going to be it for the day, but we're stoked to have Brooks on. Old rusty trucks 1 and 2, right? We'll get into that later. 1967, and you think about clean and crisp and the style, this is what this truck's all about. Kind of debuting here today at the 11th annual Git Down here in Glendale, Arizona. You've worked really hard out of Tucson, working really hard, a lot of decisions, working through parts over this last year.
Absolutely.
And you made it, the truck's done. Tell us about your truck, brother.
Well, shoot, 67, legit short bed, real deal, big window truck. I've owned the truck for 15 years. The truck never had a motor. I never drove it. It was actually missing a passenger door for a long time. It was one of those deals, you know, backyard, under a tree, you know, I'm gonna get to it one day.
Yeah.
My wife actually, she encouraged it.
Sure.
She encouraged all this bad behavior.
Yeah. Sold a lot of parts to pay for it.
I did, man.
Yeah, seats, you name it. Get on Facebook. He finds them. He sells them. He's got truck parts to buy and trucks to complete.
There you go.
Baby blue here, 1967. Yeah. So you went big on the motor, but you kept so much of it OG.
We did.
Where's that balance?
So I guess the whole vision for this truck from the very get-go was I wanted it to look like a 67 Chevy. It's a fairly rare truck being, you know, the big window.
Panoramic option.
Panoramic, yep. So it was a full trim truck. It was a big window truck. It was a very clean truck to begin with.
Yeah.
Minimal rust, you know, rockers, inner kicks, small sliver on the floor next to the inner kicks, but generally pretty straight.
Was it a baby blue truck?
This is the stock color code.
Okay.
I think it's 503 light blue, and I can't remember the white color code.
Sure.
But we went back to exactly how it was, and I don't have a lot of vision when it comes to, you know, GM did it right.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's my take.
Especially on a 67, 68, they got a car-like look when you think about it, and then when you put the right stance on them, and you get the 67, 68 trim, which just looks gorgeous over the wheel well. We listened to the interview where they talked about how they got some of that from the cars, you know, Harry Bentley Bradley. You went with the big power, you know, so it's going to drive like a modern car, but look like GM wanted it to look.
Right, you know, again, the whole goal was I wanted to look like what it is. It's a 67 Chevy, but we wanted to perform, you know, if you want to take down the strip, you could autocross it. Quite honestly, I'm probably not going to do either, but it's built to kind of handle whatever abuse we wanted to give it. It's LS2. We put it's actually a Caprice motor. It's technically a junkyard motor. It's a 70,000 mile pull out. So it's a 6.0 with a 6L80.
Which is a lot of horsepower, plenty for one of these trucks. When I think back, kind of just watching your social media, the seats and the interior, you know, the biggest decisions we kind of come up with is like, if you know what color you want, now you got to think, what wheels am I going to put on this build, and how am I going to do my interior? And you stepped up to the plate, you weren't sure, and you swung and you hit it. You know, it might be an in-the-park home run, but it was a home run. When we go to the B-roll and we show you this interior, you got to be really happy with the color.
Absolutely. Stoked about everything on the build. You know, again, it's just, it's a vision that I'd had for a long time.
Yeah. Was there anything
it's a dream truck, honestly.
Was there anything that kicked your butt?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Anything within the thing that kicked your butt? Who did the seats?
So D-Bomb, Dominic did the seats and interior. Actually, he did the speaker boxes, the kicks, carpet, seat. I mean, he killed it. He made the foam. It's you know, it's got legit OG GM. Buddy
Suspension wise, are you?
Suspension wise, it's RideTech coilovers all the way around. Willwood 14-inch disc all the way around. We stayed with 12-bolt. Beefed up the axles, posi, of course. It's a
373?
373 with the 6-speed.
So back to that autocrossing, you can run this truck pretty hard. You got Detroit steel.
Detroit steel 20s. They're 20 by 8s up front and 20 by 14s in the rear.
14s, did you hear that right? Wide, meaty.
Yeah, so it's got Mickey Thompson 29, 15, 20 on the rear, so it's a lot of tire. It was actually the parts in general have been really difficult over the last. So this build's been about a year and a half.
Maybe the parts was the biggest thing.
Parts has been
wanting to work, can't get the parts.
A little bit tough. Matter of fact, so the rear tires, we've had those on back order for 6 months probably. I've got them on order with 3 different companies. I actually ended up finding a set of used tires, believe it or not, like in the last week.
Got to make it to the Get Down, baby.
It was Get Down or bust, you know. The Get Down crunch is real. So we did.
So if you guys need big tires, he's got 3 sets on back order right now.
I do.
You might be able to hit him up because that's a supply chain thing, right? Where somebody else wants it
supply
and it keeps growing.
And I got to tell you, I would have paid big money for new ones right now, but I couldn't find them. So
I think the journey for this truck to see, he's got great taste. He's got more than just this truck. You guys have seen his Blazer. He has good style. So I think what you did, now you get to go out and enjoy it. Is there anything left that you know, those builds get to 90%, 95, what's left?
So we're 95% probably. You know, I don't have horns on it yet.
Okay.
You know, small details. We're gonna add interior courtesy lights. Really, it's pretty much there, but just shaking a few bugs out. We've got about right at 1,000 miles on it right now.
So what is the most important question is, what does the boss think?
So it's really, quite honestly, it's her fault.
You might call it, you might it her fault.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, we might just call it her fault.
Her fault, baby blue, pain in the ass, paint chips. We've called it all kinds of things along the way. But, you know, she encouraged me. She knew it was a goal and really a dream of mine to build the truck. You know, this truck just snowballed. It started off, you know, I was gonna throw 10 grand at it, try to get it on the road, because I'd never, like I said, no motor, no training. Never driven it, and it just snowballed into a lot more than 10 grand.
Well, and you've been going to the Get Down for so long. To make it to the Get Down, the 11th annual Get Down, to debut the truck here, it's got to be a success.
It's huge. I mean, this time last year, the truck was in about as many pieces as a truck can be in. So that was, it's huge to get here. But, you know, again, without her encouragement, you know, and here's the thing, I'm not a mechanic. I like to change my own oil. I like to put gas in them. I like to start them up and drive them. That's really about, you know, be honest. I mean, I've got enough knowledge to be dangerous, but I really don't want to work on my stuff.
But here's the deal, and I get this a lot too. You might not be the guy turning the wrenches, but you got the style, right? Because sometimes the guy turning the wrenches, they don't always have the style. And then you get a unique opportunity where you get like a Levi or a Delmore or something like that, and they can do both, right? We have to kind of know what our pitch is, know what our wheelhouse is. So hey,
with you know, in all fairness though, so my buddy right there, Jamie Braden, he's
the mechanic.
PLY Plymouth 29 on Instagram. He built this truck. He did everything but paint and interior. Hell of a fabricator. You know, we are both super anal, and so it was a great combination because, I mean, we spent hours just looking at, you know, fit and finish, detail stuff, hiding, you know, he hid stuff that, I mean, he came up with some great ideas. I had a general concept, general vision. He really helped kind of
take it to the next level.
Take it to the next level. I mean, but again, you know, without the wife, without Jamie, with Dominic, man, last minute, you know, 11th hour, we're putting interior in this thing, you know, a week and a half ago. Paint and body was, fortunately, it was done in Tucson, Patriot Automotive. Joe Munoz, Doug Bartel, they killed it on this truck. Here's the other thing, this truck is actually single stage.
Okay, going old school?
I went old school, which I don't know if it was a risk or not, but You know, that's what the truck came with.
No, it's
so.
not a risk. It's perfect. It's perfect. Did you think about doing the white grill at all?
Well, you know what? We battled with it. We really did. At the end of the day, if you want to know the truth, it was so this truck never had the white grill.
Sure.
So therefore,
so it didn't have the trim.
So it didn't have the trim. So that was more holes to drill.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, it was more trim to source and
time.
And time. So we opted just, it is what it is. The truck looks good.
Truck looks great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, you made it. All right, congrats. Thanks. Love this guy, love the truck. Let's roll, pay the toll.